I'm eating pizza.
That came up in the stream. Okay, everyone, we're now going to go to Jak 2. My pizza in the oven is finished, so I'm going to have to let Recon do his countdown and stuff first, so I can get my pizza out of the oven before it burns, flatten down. So we're going to start the run, and then they're going to get the introductions and all that stuff in, and then Recon's going to eat his pizza in the sewers. So.
So odd. Out of context, it's not.
Right, anyway. Let me get your headphones so I can get this on the right delay. Right, when you're ready, please do a countdown and when you want to begin and all that stuff, and then we'll get started.
I'm actually going to pull up my splits and split along with Recon to see how he does against me in this run. Just for fun.
Alright, I'm ready. You ready, Glevin?
Oh, I'm ready.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Very nice. Oh, that's a wall. Alright, Jak 2.
Yeah, Jak 2, so we're back again. We lost one of us, Nautical has left, but I'm Glavin. I'm an Irish Jak 2 runner, and Recon is also a Jak 2 runner. So
I ain't Irish though.
He ain't Irish though, yeah, he's so this is Escape. It's just basic movement. It's just basic Jak movement, roll jumps, punches. Here he's going to do what's called a boosted uppercut, boosted extended. Basically you get more distance and height off that, so that you can grab that ledge early. And he makes sure to go over the left side of the blue light, so that this area will load. Otherwise you gotta take a death, or typically you just restart the run, because it's...
Yeah, it's not worth losing, like, what, over 20, well, not even 20 seconds, it's like, what, 15 seconds, something like that? In this area, just to, like, not doing that?
Exactly, yeah, it's just pointless time loss.
Right, I've not played this one in a while. This was kind of sprung up on me, like, kind of last minute this morning, but you know what, it's fine.
Easy peasy. It's like riding a bike, you never forget.
Well, I know the route, it's just I'm just worried of, like, all my little other things.
Yeah, the actual inputs.
Yeah.
Control.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so...
Ooh, nice zoomer.
Yeah, happy days, actually. So he's going to do a couple little skips here while he's driving on the zoomer, and he's going to do a couple of what we call barrier skips, because you need certain items as you progress through the game to get through certain coloured barriers. The first one up is going to be a red barrier skip. He's just going to jump over a wall, take a death, and he will spawn further into the area where he shouldn't be.
Oops,
now,
I got bonked by that guy.
You see the knife on the map. Typically you would go to that and do your first mission, but we don't do that in this. We skip ahead to when you complete Mare's Tomb, it's 72%, or is it 68?
68.
Yeah, I think it's 68, yeah. So you skip the first 68% of the game and go straight, basically, more or less to the final third of the game. So that was red barrier skip. This is yellow barrier skip.
Yellow barrier skip.
Jump out of bounds.
This pizza looks so enticing, by the way. It's something right, like...
It's the killer that the food arrives here at this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate timing, but we were rudely interrupted saying, oh yeah, there's a pizza on for us, and I was like, I bet.
Yeah, not much could be done. So again, just more driving. He's going to do another skip in a minute on this zoomer.
Now, I was going to actually look at the, there's new tech for this that was found very recently.
Saves 3 seconds on this drive.
Essentially, you take the zoomer out of bounds, and then you do a zoomer launch into this tomb area. So
you're not supposed to be able to do that. You jump over the wall, get out of bounds, and he's going to do an extended here with no spin at the end to hit the load. Well, small spin at the end. To hit the trigger, so he spawns in here. If you do that incorrectly, you spawn back outside by the palace door. It's annoying,
good.
But you can get around it if you fail it. It's not that bad. You can just keep trying.
Okay, that's
there for the jump. Oh, nice, yeah, got more walking.
I couldn't chain that one there.
This is a rather fast-paced run, and there's a lot of out-of-bounds and small tricks in the run too.
Yeah, which is the most annoying run to have when I have a pizza next to me.
Yeah, you can't.
There's no downtime.
And once you get to sewers, you'll be able to get a slicer or two in. Just do the Glavin tactic. Hang it out of your mouth and munch away.
Come on, roll jump, so, thank you.
Roll jumps are optimal movement when you don't have the jet board from later or a car. And getting them in the water, you can't just roll. You have to jump, and then the moment Jak touches the water, that's unlucky.
It's fine.
at the moment he touches the water, you have to hit the roll jump, so you get through it quicker, basically. It saves a few seconds. This is the only instance in here, is the only instance you use it in the game. So what he tried to do there was a dark dive. So what he does is basically, in my mind, I'm going to explain this rather poorly, because I don't understand the true technical side of it, but the dark eco that he jumps into that killed him the first time will think he's swimming in it, essentially, that it's just a water plane. And that will allow him to jump into the area to get an invulnerability glitch, and then he'll hit a cutscene, and then he'll get back out of that invulnerability with an enemy. Because there are two different
There you go.
Happy days, so that's it. He now thinks he's swimming, jump around. Well, you have to take this fall damage. That fall damage is absolutely necessary. It gets rid of your invuln state 2 or 1, I can't remember which one it is.
The second one, I think.
Yeah. That's the coolest trick to me in this game. You just turn from Jackster back into Jack like magic. Now that there is a hover. That is going to be used extensively throughout the game.
Yep, bread and butter. Like if you saw the rift.
Skateboard fly glitch.
Yeah. You saw the rift apart run before, it's very similar to the wrench boost. You use them all over, and then this one's just like... Oh.
Ooh. Okay, you're fine.
Oh,
you're
that was
fine.
lucky.
Yeah, damn. I've never seen, very rarely do people overshoot that. So this skips an entire chase section where you play as Daxter and saves roughly 40 seconds at the start of the game. It's kind of huge. It is tough to get it, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. You have to bounce on that second trampoline there, the spiderweb trampoline, for it to work, essentially. You can go further left and hit it without hitting the trampoline, but it's inconsistent.
Alright, tombstones, this is gonna be fun.
Yes, do you have your tombstones image on your wall?
It is still on the wall.
Wonderful.
That's 7N, I think.
I should have listened, actually, just to be sure.
It's fine, does that one go down? Yeah, that one went down. Okay,
yeah,
7N,
yeah.
7 left.
Oh, 7 now. Whoops. Well then, yeah. Gotta hit that one.
That one. And then this one.
There.
I have to change this up a little bit because I got the wrong pattern originally, but it's fine.
So these
essentially
tombstones gonna have 6 different patterns. And you just we have a cheat sheet that we use for the patterns, so you know where to go as soon as you hit the first one. That bottom left one that you hit first, that's what you listen to know what pattern you have. That was a scary hover.
That was very scary. I'm surprised I actually managed to...
It's more generous than you think, but I didn't think it was that generous.
Alright, worst boss in the game. Let's go.
Yep. Now there is a small bit of manipulation in this boss. You can get him to move along with you in a certain direction by dragging the screen with him, essentially. And you can also get extra bomb hits to speed this up. Typically you get a 5 bomb on the first phase and a 4 bomb on the second phase, but you can get a 6 bomb as well on the first phase or a 5 bomb on the second phase, which just lowers it extra. You do an extra ticket damage.
It takes 4 bombs to take him to the next phase, so that's awkward.
Oh.
Okay. Bro, I feel like Badabun right now at the end of the Mario speed run video thing. You know, the guy with the pizza and the coke from between levels.
You can skip those shoot phase. You might skip the second one here. You can skip those by going fast enough and killing those little spider bots as quick as you can. It's a bit inconsistent though. I don't know how to actually get it consistent at all.
You have to get lucky on when they land.
Yeah, you're right. Because where these bombs land as well as complete RNG, what I typically do is I'll watch for whatever side opens first on its turrets to see which way it's going, and then I'll go that side to try and grab the bomb. Now that was
got the most important 5 hit.
That's it. Yeah. The important 5 hit is on the last phase because he'll only fire 2 bombs apiece after he breaks this. Yeah, good RNG. That's a good bomb on your right there.
Having to go over the lat one there is a bit...
So, there are manipulations that you do here. So he's going to stay on the right-hand side and get him to fire another bomb. Because he'll come up at that hole, and seeing as he's already destroyed that part of the platform, he won't be able to use his attack to destroy it again, so he'll just fire bombs. That's how you practice in this. Or manipulate, right?
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. That was good practice.
Not ideal, but...
Yeah, not perfect.
Not terrible.
You know, it's acceptable. You get out of there. This is for me at least anyway, this was a huge reset point in the run for a long time.
It still is a reset point for me, to be honest.
Yeah, same here, yeah. Realistically, you should try not to reset the praxis, but it's just annoying when you're losing time coming out of them. So again, you're going to see that hover constantly throughout this. It's basically how it works is you're trick cancelling. So you can do tricks on the hoverboard. You have L1 tricks. And what you do to do the hover is you do a right or left trick on the analog and then go straight into an up trick right after that. So with the audio, you can hear it. You can hear like a ch-ch sound almost. So he tried to go for another little hover there to save a little time on this platform, just skip ahead to
messed up the movement, messed up the inputs.
Yep, which easy happen. The hover's one of those things that's hard to get it consistent. But once you get used to it, it is not too bad. In saying that though, if I jump back on now, I'd probably fail on my hovers. This is another quick death abuse. Spawns them in an area further ahead, it saves. I'm not sure how many seconds it saves. Probably saves like 10 maybe.
Pretty reasonable, because it does take a second or two to actually get there.
Yeah, yeah, even if you do the hover over the wall as the backup, it still takes a little bit to get there, yeah. So now we're just going to more or less go mission to mission. We're just going to go from icon on the map to icon on the map. And that's basically how this game runs. The first Jak game is a collectathon, this one is mission-based. It's kids GTA, as I've always called it.
We love that.
We do love that.
Alright, rescue friends.
Rescue friends, yep, fortress. The thing I struggled with almost the most when I started learning this game. It's not that hard of a hover really, it's just tight. And when you're not used to hovering, it makes it tough.
Oops.
Ooh, yeah, bit of a bouncy movement there, but it's all G. So he's going to hover up over this wall, because there's buttons you have to press here, and he skips this section and a second section to get into this area here. Right at the end of the level, basically. So fall in, and then he will just continue on. He's going to clip through a wall up here, and I believe this clip works because there's just so much collision here, the game doesn't know what to do.
I have no idea, to be honest.
I'm not 100%, but I
it
remember
works.
That, it's like the pipes there have so much collision with the wall. It's like a ridiculous amount of instances of collision, and it allows you to clip through them. Now, I could be wrong. I can't remember 100%, but I do remember that being said to me at some point. Or hearing
right,
it.
Can I actually eat my pizza now?
Yeah, he's coming to sewers, which is kind of an auto-scroller. Like, it can be sped up, but it's more or less you're just waiting for NPCs to move, so he'll be able to get a slice or two in at least. Optimal slice strats.
Okay, yeah.
So he's gonna.
It was unfortunate timing that the pizza was ready right when we were about to start the run, so...
We call that boob hover, because you can get a fast load on this door over here, if you get the camera right and that going through it. There'll be a lot of parts where he just skips over little sections of the map. He's going to restart quit here, because if he had gone... Or restart mission, should I say. Because if he had gone down there, he'd be put in an earlier instance of the sewers, where there's still water raised and the mission isn't active. So restarting that mission when you're in the shaft activates the mission and lowers the water to the correct stage of the game you should be in. These are the best characters in the whole game. We got Jinx, Mog, and Red Hat. I don't know Red Hat's name.
The other guy?
Yeah, the other guy, I don't think he actually has a name. Has some of the best.
I think he does.
Lines. He must do. If the other two have names, he does. There you are!
You should change the meeting.
So here he's just going to fight an ambush, essentially. It's RNG. Yeah, it's 3 spawns. There's 2 over by this pipe, and that one on the far one you can see. And when he jumps and spins, it's the most optimal way to fire that gun, essentially. It's your best damage. Because you can fire it like a machine gun, because it's typically just a semi-auto. That wasn't bad. Yeah, that was pretty good. That's good RNG. God RNG, you wouldn't get any spawns on the far side, but the way Recon works that, he doesn't move away. Because I'd move forward to hit those ones on the far side and come back, which I think I shouldn't do, to be honest. Another small skip here. He's going to hopefully hit. I am bad at this, but I think Recon's like better than I, so he should be fine. Yep. So that skips some dialogue. 2 of those metal heads, that's what they're called, would spawn in behind them, and you'd have to go back and deal with them. But in killing those 2 in front quick enough before Jinx can say his full dialogue, you skip those 2 spots. He shot those 2 off the wall early, just so he doesn't have to deal with them. He has to wait here. If he doesn't wait here and continues to go forward, the mission will just outright fail. There's a lot of cases in this of that happening. You have to wait for a certain voice line. I play this in Japanese. In English, I believe he says, "Shoot, baby, shoot," and then you want to go. You'll hear Mog in Japanese go, and that's when you go.
It's amazing.
That's what I listen for. That's what I listen for. Yeah, literally. So now we just wait.
All right.
Again.
Bada bun moment. Let's go.
Now you have like a good 30 seconds to munch some pizza.
Hell yeah.
Happy days. So he's just going to do the final ambush, which is some combat. The spawns vary. I think it's between 20-something and 30-something that can spawn. It's the high 20s and low 30s that can spawn, and it's just RNG. This last ambush can be very scary on 1 health, but luckily Recon did not take more damage because he's good at the game. One could say he's amazing.
Not okay.
No, we're keeping that running, bro. Back to back. So again, this is just
I wouldn't say that.
some small bit of ammo conservation is necessary. It's not crazily necessary. It helps, but you can get by without ammo here. Because you want ammo.
Yeah, I like to. Yeah, I like to try and only shoot 3 of them, like 3 bullets at them.
Is it 3 hits for death on these? I thought it was 4. Am I wasting a bullet? I didn't waste a bullet.
That's 3.
Nice. Because what I normally do when I'm doing this ambush, I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 in my head, just so I know.
Are all of them? No, clearly not.
Or no, you're fine. So that's the end of the ambush. Again, he'll have to wait in this tunnel for a half second, or do a fun hover up here. Swag hover. So he's going to wait just so that they can get far enough, and then they'll say a line. Oh, are we just jumping straight onto it? Oh, swag hover onto the head. Let's go. That saves absolutely no time, but you're not a true Jak II runner if you don't hover up to Mar's head. Calling you out, Bert.
Alright, apologies for the eating of the pizza here, but I'm starving.
Man needs fuel. He just did a 2-hour and 40-minute run, got a PB in Rift Apart here on the marathon, which is quite nice. So he leaves there and comes back in so that the elevator above here will go. There's a small death abuse you can do here too. If you get right up on the elevator, zoom your camera in, jump, and then get on the jet board and hover up, you can just take a splat halfway through the air and spawn up there a little quicker. Saves like 2 seconds. So it's on to bomb bots now.
I still don't know how to do that shot, by the way.
I'll show you later. Berg showed me how to get it every time.
Yeah, I've tried like the way Berg showed me, it just never worked. Like when I tried it.
It's all about keeping the camera zoomed in. That's the most important thing. You have to hold up on the right analog when you're doing it the whole time.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
That's probably where I went wrong then.
Yep. And you don't want to hover too fast as well. That's kind of like a rhythm-based hover. So ammo boxes here just in case you're in trouble. Now typically you do grab all of them. You can skip them, probably save like half a second, but there's no point in skipping.
Yeah, you can grab them like really quickly. You know?
He's gonna go for a
You
hover.
grab them really quickly with
Perfect, he got it.
Don't say that yet. Could very easily just drop it.
Yeah. The especially I play on PS4 where there's a lot of lag and that hover likes to drop on PS4. Luckily, it's not on PS5, so there's a lot less lag. Now, the optimal damage for this comes from the you think the gun is doing more damage because guns shoot bullets and bullets are stronger than a kick. But no, Jak is just built different. He can kick that to death rather easily. This is good bomb bots actually. Tell by how far back. So I'm not 100% on this, but I think when you're jumping and kicking, you're hitting it multiple times with the kick each time, and that's why it does so much damage.
Yep. You're hitting all of its weak points at like the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think at the same time, so you're teaming.
The 4 legs have individual hitboxes, and the center of it also has a hitbox. So
instead of hitting it once with the jumps, you're hitting it like 5 times with the kicks, and then you're hitting it like with the gun as well.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually good.
This is a clean bomb bot.
It's very clean bomb bots, yeah. This is a Lord bomb bots. Yep, nice.
I want this zoomer just because it's facing this way.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. I wouldn't jetboard this. So again, he's just going to drive to the next mission. It's either typically you're on the jetboard or you're just driving mission to mission. In some instances, the jetboard can be a little faster, but it's normally safer to just drive because you need perfect movement for it to be safe. There's 2 instances I can think of for that. He's going into a race here where he will do some cool lap skips. They're actually like my favorite little piece of tech, I suppose, in the game. I suppose kind of tech. It's not really. It's just a little. You boost at the right angle and jump, and you get over a wall, which is really cool. It looks harder than it is, but it's still hard. But it looks harder than it is. When I was learning it, it seemed very daunting, but once you get it and get a feel for it, it's kind of easy. You get your mind. So these lap skips in this race will save roughly, like depending on your level at the time, around 40 seconds. Maybe less if you're
Yep. I need to watch the map very carefully for when these guys jump over the area.
The AI in this race don't like Jak any bit. They will make it their goal, that was scary, to destroy you essentially. Now, lap skip 1 is normally the scariest. Lap skip 3, no, yeah, 3, or is it 4? You kind of catch back up with the pack at certain points and
oh, he's number 3.
Yeah, 3 is the scary one, yeah. So he's in the middle of the pack, which is
Good
scary.
dick.
Yeah. You need the boost to be able to do the skip, so he has to come back around down here and hopefully get one of these. Yeah, that's fine. Now, they could bump him off his angle, they could crash into him right as he boosts and make him die. There's like any number of things could go wrong in this race. So far, it's gone really well. We're looking at like, it's going to be a mid 120s. Just seeing low 120. The race, typically, if you did it casually, is probably around 2 minutes, 2:10-ish. With those like casual shortcuts where you jump over those ledges.
Yeah, it's about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, if you're mostly slow with it. Alright, the most dangerous lap skip of them all.
Yep, lap skip 5
the last
is
one.
the one you don't want to fail. 126, very good. 126 500 flat. Nice. That's a good Daxter race, especially in a run. ILPBs for the RIL record for that is 119 or really low 119 by Ouija. Shout out Ouija.
Okay.
So again, he's just driving because in this section you could hoverboard faster, but you're waiting for... Oh wait, no, I'm in the wrong part of the game in my head. No, yeah. He's just driving to get here quicker, I guess. So this is a hover again, saves time. You need to be careful on this hover. If you go too high over that wall, you're not going to hit all the loading triggers for the rest of the city here, and you'll just fall into a black abyss or into the water plane abyss and die, and get sent back to where you started this section, essentially. He's going to do a quick restart mission abuse here to skip ahead further as well. So he's going to do a zoomer launch, which is just you gain a load of extra height, as you can see, rather quickly. And once he goes high enough, he's considered outside of the city, and that will respawn him here on this restart mission further ahead. It saves like maybe 8 to 10 seconds.
I don't know why I didn't go up for the hover here, but that's fine.
That's fine, yeah. There's a hover you can do up over the corner of that and take a death abuse to get to where he's going to get from this restart mission, but you can also just go past that then to restart mission to get here. He's going to do another hover to skip boarding the whole way around just to get into the Peacemaker, which if anyone has played
kind of
Jak
a
II,
scuffed angle, to be honest.
I don't know that. You can land on the edge and just float it in. I've often cut this hover too short and just fallen to my death. This hover can be a pain at times. Well, you go straight into the wall. You're brave.
Very much so.
Yeah, I don't do that. I get onto the edge and just board over into it. So you grab ammo here simply because it's convenient. Now, I've heard that the ammo values you get from that are not what you would typically get. But I'm not 100%. I know Headstrong said that one time, that it's actually less ammo than you think it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like grabbing it just so it's
yeah, same.
there.
It's convenient. It's right there. You don't have to worry about ammo then in the sections where you actually need the ammo. It makes it easier to grind up the Peacemaker ammo for certain skips on certain bosses. It just speeds up phases. Recon's... Well, I'm going to say that he's going to try and go for the skip in phase 1. I hope he does.
I'll attempt it.
Yeah, do. If you mess it up, you can just do regular crew after that. You lose a little time. But if you hit it, it'll be super cool. First one hitting the marathon.
If I do hit it, it will also be the first time I've actually hit it in a run end of.
Yep. A good friend of ours, there was a crew skip prior to this. They knew more or less how it worked, but it was really, really inconsistent. And a friend of ours, Necno, shout out to Necno, because he found crew skip, consistent crew skip. He made it runnable. He made it RTA viable.
How much time is saved? Did we say like 20 seconds?
I know the comm goals was a 108 or something, and when I did it, when I hit my first one and timed it, I got like a 57.
Not too bad.
Yeah, so it can save, depending how slow your crew is. Mine is kind of slow, so I can save a load of time in crew skip. But
nice,
top
solid
runners
person, by the way.
10 to 20 seconds.
I mean, it's already given us 50 frees, so...
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Which, that's a huge milestone. Shout out to Aslov and Headstrong for hitting 53.
The only two to successfully do so far.
Yep. Why did I don't take that route there? That's interesting. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, I think the idea there was to jump the whole thing.
Yeah.
Instead, like you'd land in the water instead of landing up there where I was, but I didn't have like much speed.
Yeah. This is Aerial Race.
Weird angle.
Aerial Race is, I suppose the word you use is fun.
I wouldn't say that.
No, it's awful. I don't like Aerial Race. You can do a version of this that you don't hit any of these rings. It's a little harder. It's not that much harder, realistically. Like, you can adjust once if you miss one at some stage. Because if you miss a ring and then hit a ring after it, mission failed. Gotta restart.
157.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. My average is like a 2-minute flat. Spare that. Ringless. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I wait for the zoomer and then I hit the guard.
Yeah. So you could do certain hovers and death abuses to get to where you need to be quicker, but you need to wait for the mission to spawn anyway. So it's easier to drive. You need to go over a trigger here, and the communicator won't pop up because we play without sound volume because it saves like 17 seconds throughout the run. Or voice sound specifically. But even though you can hear the lines in the sewers, it's because that volume is not tied to voice sounds for some reason.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Mission pops up, you see the ruins appear on the map there ahead of him. He's going to come in here and do another hover and grab the
I'm gonna try something dumb.
You doing zoomer launch? Yeah! Okay, so that saves the time of the door opening. Getting in here, basically. Cool little trick. Very minor time save. It's just pretty swaggy. So, hover up here. You think that wall is solid, but lol no.
What's a wall?
Yeah, exactly. There is no walls. You just jump into this cutscene essentially. You do an extended front flip, which is a little piece of tech he's used a few times that I actually haven't mentioned yet. It's just you press R1 and X, R1 and up on the analog X to do a front flip, and when you press X at the same time, you get an extra jump essentially. So he missed a hover for a trick called Dead Town. You would hover over this wall, and you'd make sure to keep your camera close enough to the elevator or the doors here so that it spawns the next area. And when he got in there, there would be no NPCs, no vehicles, no anything. So you'd have to take another death abuse later to basically respawn everything. It just
makes it easier.
Yeah,
it makes it easier as well.
It does make it easier, and on PS4 it reduces lag a lot, which is really, really nice because there's nothing in the city to give you lag. So another death abuse here. Oop. Interesting.
It's fine. It should be far. I should be far enough out for the restart.
Yeah, it should be okay. Hopefully. Hopefully the camera was out enough.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, we're G. So he would have taken a death abuse there, but he'd have to restart because he got that weird bounce. This is just red barrier skip again, but on a hoverboard, or jetboard as it's called. I've always called it the hoverboard. You could, if you're struggling with hovers, just do yellow barrier skip again to get in here, but that is quicker. Just hovering over the wall. And with that hover, to gain height, he is mashing constantly. So you do your tricks, and then your right trick, cancel into the up trick, and then just tap out one. You're locked into the direction you're going and can gain infinite height. And your speed is also locked unless you hit something.
I've finished my batter bun moment now. I've finished my pizza.
Happy days, you can focus. So again, more hovers, more death abuses.
I'm gonna put that over there. Right. Very, very nice. Okay.
As you mentioned as well, I have finished my pizzas. Also, behave in the chat. Okay, everyone, you have to behave. I'm back vomiting.
You don't want to get grounded, chat.
I see that Smitty raided earlier as well. Okay, behave. Okay, Smitty, behave. I know you're raided, but behave. Nick just said in the chat, he said. Don't actually know if he's still in the chat. If he is, behave. Okay.
Unfortunate.
Yeah,
you got the. Yeah.
I didn't read the camera enough, I don't think.
You were too far right.
Sad.
Yeah, so
sad.
there's two spawns you can get from that. If your camera's in a bad position or you're too far right with Jak, when you do the hover, you'll spawn where Recon had spawned. But normally you'd spawn basically a little further back from here facing this, so you can just go straight in. Just a quick use.
Yeah, not too bad.
Here comes the next auto-scroller, inverted commas. Recon's not going to do this the new way, I assume. Or, well, the old new way.
Still no idea about any of the new strats.
Yeah, because what they do now, because we have crew skip, what you'd normally do is grind up your Peacemaker ammo here for skipping crew. That was scary. So you'd grind up your ammo for skipping crew here with your Peacemaker. I'll explain Peacemaker stacking when we get there. But what people do now is they'll hover out because they don't need the ammo, because they can just fully skip crew without the Peacemaker. They'll hover back into this section of the map essentially, let stuff deload, go back in and kill the last 4 guards, and then hover back over here. It saves a few seconds essentially, and you don't actually have to fight anything because it all deloads.
It's a nice waiting part in the run actually at that point as well.
Yeah,
it's like the only downtime.
It really is, yeah. And it wasn't there up until like 3 weeks ago because crew skip was inconsistent. Was that 3 weeks? I don't know. That was a hell of a night.
Close to a month, I'd say. Yeah.
So here Recon's going to grind ammo. He wants to get... It won't give him Peacemaker typically unless you get lucky until all the other ammo is full. So his blue was on 130, so he needs to collect 7 pieces of ammo. And the way these spawns work is they're set. That's Fortune. He got an early Peacemaker drop. These spawns are set. They always spawn at the same rate, same size, constantly. It's I can't remember how many rounds of 4 it is. It goes so many rounds of 4, and then it'll spawn 2 guards at a time. You also get waves of what we call snipers there, the flying guys. They can be rather annoying. There's instances where if you hit them as they're coming in, they could end up under the bridge he's standing on now, or the one on the opposite side, and you can go hunt them down at the end to finish the mission essentially. And it can just stop the spawns of the snipers. If it's an early round, you'd have to wait to get the last however many down. So here's the second wave of snipers coming in on the right. Because as you see, when they get shot, they drop down, and there's a chance they can drop down onto the bridge. Sometimes guards can get stuck down there too. I had a guard stuck at the very bottom and his pathing broke and wouldn't come up one time.
It's a very broken mission.
Yeah. Good old Den Fence Amos. Time-traveling vigilante protects pensioner in park from police brutality.
Yeah.
Again, he's just going to kill everything as fast as he can. He has all the ammo he needs. Ammo from this point in the run isn't like strict at all. You're not going to really use the guns up until crew and the last boss. I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, that's right.
We use a bit in Denfen as well. Denfen Stadium.
Oh yeah, Denfen Stadium. Yeah, that's true. But you don't really use yellow there. You use red. I don't even count that as a gun. Red and blue. This mission is personal preference for what weapon you want to use. People use yellow or blue. Blue is like a machine gun, but I prefer the yellow. I feel it locks on better to the snipers when you do the jump spin shoots. 10 shots as they're called. What does I call them? The jump spin shoots. It's probably a piece of casual tech that a lot of people found themselves when they were playing the game casually. I know I did.
Very nice.
That's decent. He's going to restart mission here once he gets through, just to skip this elevator. You can restart it right as you touch that archway, more or less, and this will just spawn him up at the top rather than waiting for the alley. He's going to get another instance of Dead Town here, but it's really short instance of it. If this were...
Just makes it easier.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. If this were PS2, you'd have to pause the game to be sure that the area has loaded before you hit the ground, otherwise danger.
You just fall to your death.
Yeah, exactly. So you'll hover over here. Yep. He's just going to take another death abuse here to spawn at our brother. My brother. So what he's doing now is he has started a mission, but he's not actually going to do this mission. You're supposed to collect 6 lurkers, as you can see on the right there. Those are lurkers. You would collect them, drop them into pipes essentially, and that would complete the mission at the end. But he has other 2 missions he can go to during this. And he's going to do that first and use this mission as essentially a restart warp back to there. Now I see Recon has opted for full jetboard movement here. Perfect jetboard movement saves 3 seconds over flying a zoomer here. And I typically fly this because the one time I did fly it, because what I'd do is I'd fly halfway, do this hover, and then I'd fly the rest of the way. And when I drove the whole point, I saved 6 seconds. So I was like, yeah, there's no point doing it. This is good though so far. You haven't really...
Yeah, I kind of do a hybrid. I grab a vehicle here and then take the vehicle over.
You gonna do a cool zoomer launch up the bins, or are you just gonna drive up?
Screw it, why not?
Yeah, go for the zoomer launch. Just save like 1 second, maybe half a second. Woo! You can save a couple seconds here by punch porting through this door. Yep. Because you'd walk slowly, essentially, and that just saves the time of walking. Saves like what, another 3 seconds again. Now we do burk hover. This is just you hover up into the mission would naturally end up here when you jump across that on the jetboard, but we just hover up from the very start of the mission to finish it off. And Burke found that hover, therefore burk hover.
Very nice.
Yep. Now it's time for drill platform. So you're going to see him do something fun with the robot at the start of this that I remember when I first saw this run, I was like, damn, I didn't know you could do that. He's not going to go through that door. No. He's just going to walk around. There's an invisible wall there. You have to go low enough on that slope to avoid. It's very easy. Anyone could jump on and just do this. It's kind of funny. This is just a slow mech section. He's going to walk along for a bit.
I have watched a few Jak II, and this is probably going to be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Because it's just like, we're not going to go through it, we're going to go around it.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels a bit like that Ratchet & Clank Cymatic strat or Droner, where you essentially jump over one of the rooms, essentially. Because there's a room, I think it's got like enemies inside here, where there's a few rounds of enemies in there. You can just jump straight over it. You don't even have to go through it, it's like just jump straight over it, out of bounds, and there you go.
I'm gonna have to watch this run after this.
Yeah, and then you just jump over, like, there's 2 rooms at the end, there's like, there's 2 rooms at the end which you jump over as well to get to the final boss, essentially, because the final boss is split into like 3 different things, where you've got one which is like around like 3 or 4 minutes of enemies, which you just completely skip. Which say like 4 or 5 minutes, and then you basically land on like
I'm trying to remember the last boss that size matters now, because I casually speedran that game as a kid. Like, I just see how quick I can do it. I didn't know any tricks or anything. I just try to beat the game and then G+ over and over again, because I really like size matters. A lot of people don't, but I do. I think size matters is great.
I think it's a good game, but it is a bit, it's a bit lacking in being a Ratchet & Clank game in general. But
yeah,
I think that's just because it is a high-impact games game. It was more of a, let's have something on the PSP, and it's a bit like, okay then. So
yeah, it's kind of a novelty game, more or less, for the sake of being on the PSP. This is, again, just more slow mech stuff. He's going to punch in total. Let me use my math skills here again. 10 computers.
Yes, 10.
Yeah. So he got lucky there. He got 2 of them with the punches there. You can get 3 at a time and then come around to the back one. Typically you get 2 punches like that. Then you just float around. Jak really likes to lock onto these metal heads, which is really annoying. What you want to do to stop that happening is to keep them off the camera and as far back from Jak as possible. Or let them jump on. You don't need to worry about your health here. Although in saying that, I've been on 1 tick of damage here at the end. I got very lucky that I didn't die. Now, he cannot afford to die in this mission at all, and this is the hardest section of it now. It's like, it's a maybe 20-second just interval of jetboarding that looks really cool, and isn't that hard once you get used to it, but again, it's getting used to it is the killer. So if he takes a death here, he will not be able to do that restart warp I spoke about earlier. So far so good. Spacing is the key in all of this. Perfect, no fire damage, nothing. It is. So you can do that all without getting off the jetboard at all, which is just bragging rights, really. You know,
I didn't trust my free fall.
A couple of times earlier, and that would have been a better run than all the brags distances if you hadn't hit that laser.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, cutscene, just skip that, and we are out. So now he's going to do that restart warp I spoke about. When he gets to this door here, to get back out into the city, you'll see the 6 lurkers pop up on the right side of the screen. Right as it opens. He's going to restart mission and spawn right at the very start of it, so he can be close to finishing it. Saves a minute.
Yep.
And if you die, you get to do Drive of Shame, which loses a minute. And with where this is in the run, losing a minute here is kind of bad. It's hard to recover.
It's a very easily preventable minute loss as well. Like minute of time loss. I think it's so easily preventable. All you have to do is just don't die.
Yep, don't die. Very easy. So he used the blue gun here for the fastest fire rate, just to kill those quick. It takes 5 shots to kill those prison, I guess, cage zoomers. I don't know what to call them, but they're just portable.
I have no idea myself.
He's gonna, with this one, he's gonna shoot it 4 times.
Oops.
4. Now it's flaming, you know it's on the last shot. It's gonna turn twice, and he's gonna shoot it so he pops out at a decent angle here. Now he will have to wait a second to see the lurker animation change. There it is. Good to go. As soon as you see that lurker, his arms start to move faster, you know he's going straight to the pipe.
Just a little safety precaution.
Yep, that's it. You just take the extra second. It's better to lose that 1 second than not get a lurker and have to go back for it. Because that would just be a reset. He's going to do the same thing up here again. He's going to grab one lurker and he's going to destroy the ship. He's going to shoot it on the left side, hopefully to turn the angle of the ship towards the pipe. And if you get a good one, the lurker is just launch straight into the pipe. You drop off the one you have and keep going. Easy peasy. The last 2 lurkers in this are the only problematic ones. The second last one not so much, but the last one can be a killer, a run killer. For sure. I've lost many a run to it. Perfect. Oh, he hit him in the air. If he hadn't hit him in the air, he would have traveled further and hit that pipe, but he's fine anyway. He can just keep going. Good.
Very sad.
That was some shot to hit him though.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Good old farm trees.
I blinked for a second, goddamn.
Yeah, that happens a lot on Zoomers with this. I have a bad habit of looking over at my timer while I'm on a Zoomer, and I would just like look away and then look back, and my Zoomer would explode because I've crashed into something. So there's
no, just spontaneously explodes. Just you weren't looking at it, so you just decided nah.
Yep. He's gonna put him in this corner to be safe. Because if lurker lands in the water, guess what? Game over. Mission over.
Yeah. They unfortunately don't know how to swim.
Yes. They can clip through walls. They can do a multitude of things, but they cannot swim. And you think those big, thick arms of theirs would act like armbands? Just no.
Ooh, I got the.
Oh, you got the.
I got the bottom
one. Yeah. So here you want to be careful. Ooh, yeah, and let it go far enough so that the cage zoomer is more or less straight, because that is the one where he will like turn and jump into the river quite often. That just ends your run. Now we go into the third race of the run, the second track race. Well, I suppose it would be the third, but of this run it's the second track one, because we skipped class 3. By doing.
Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, the lap skips for this aren't hard, but it's hard to do them fast and optimally. Like anyone can come in and do a class 1 lap skip easy peasy. It's just drive into a wall, jump and boost. Easy peasy.
We'll try it once, might as well.
Do yeah. I know I put them into my my sub 1 when I got it. I decided while I was in the race, I was like, yeah, I'm going for them, why not? And I've kind of figured out a good angle to get actually a decent class 1 skip every time. You can grab 2 boosts here, yeah, like that. Once you turn this zoomer hard enough, it has like 2 stages of turning. It has 1 shallow turn, and then it'll turn a bit deeper by leaning lower in it. You can see it here. Right there, you see where it kicks a little, kicks out at the back. That's when he's turning as sharp as he possibly can. So he's ramming into this wall, with jump and boost, with brake, feather X there, because if you brake and plummet straight down with the nose of that zoomer, you will explode and die. So you gotta feather the X input to basically level yourself out a little bit. And if you don't feather it, you can just, if you hold X, you might just drive yourself into the floor too, like a hammer. Nice, that's a really good one.
Oh, I didn't get a good turn there.
But you got the double boost. So these lap skips might save on a run like 10, 15. It's not nearly as significant as the other lap skips, which save 40 seconds, more or less.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, well, no boost now, so that's just a drive. The AI don't really mess you up in this race as much as the other one. Yep. That can happen, you just get stuck on an AI.
That was pretty much perfect,
Yeah,
where exactly I needed to land it.
Shame we didn't have the extra boost at the time. This is still a good class 1 though.
It's a decent one. If I didn't get slammed by that like one guy.
Sub 2 is fine, like. Probably like
Might not even that.
38. 9? Yeah.
Oh, just about.
So now Jak is going to get jumped. They are not happy that you won, because you're an outlaw and you just won the race and got the championship, and they're like, nope, I won't accept this. They used to restart mission here so they wouldn't get shot, but there's no point. Just try it. That's basically it. You could hop off and do the same hover you did last time here, over that little building there ahead of him, but it's not worth it. You might just get sniped out of the air.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
I noticed here as well with this mission sometimes is some of the further on guards, because you have an alert, they won't actually shoot you. It's not a real alert. Like some of the ones that spawn further on, I've had that a few times where they'll spawn in up around here and just not be shooting you while the alert is still there. The alert, as I call it. Same thing again, he's going to do this jump and restart mission.
If we're on a full with it.
Yeah, you are, for sure. It's more generous than you think. Oh, well.
Apparently not,
Apparently
no.
not. That's interesting. I thought you were definitely far enough forward there. Just one of those lines. Try that time. It's all about the camera with this. It doesn't matter how high Jak goes.
Yep.
You need to get the camera height up. Fair enough. A lot of stuff in the Jak engine is tied to camera and not Jak himself. So he's gonna hover over this thing again, or do the restart mission. Restart mission.
Well, turns out I'm bad, Lamau. It's fine.
It's easy. Easy mess that up. You're bound to like miss one over in a run. So now comes the quickest mission in the game. Which isn't normally the quickest mission in the game. I don't like this mission casually at all. And the hoverless route for this is also awful, in my opinion. It's just hard. So if he goes too far forward into this room, he'll activate a cutscene and not be able to. I don't know if it's the same on PS5. It should be because it's a PS4 version, so he'll be able to do it. So he's going to hover over this wall. I normally count 4 hovers once he gets through the ceiling. He's going to jump off the jetboard and fall down through the end trigger of the mission, essentially. Land here, go through the wall. The elevator closes. Yeah, instantly. You've done it correctly. Restart mission and he's out. Mission done. Now it's on to the second boss of the run. And the level before him. But I wonder could they guess what they're going to do for the level before him? Same as he's doing now. I timed this recon actually. Doing that hover and driving a zoomer the whole way is the exact same speed.
Yep. I just like doing the hover.
Oh yeah, so do I.
It's satisfying. Realistically, you'd want the death warp, but the death warp's not.
I forgot about that death warp actually.
Actually.
The death warp for this is very difficult. The hardest part about it is getting the camera to stick with Jak, because that's what you need to happen. You need the camera to follow him up on that hover. Because as you notice, when he hovers most of the time, the camera doesn't really follow him up. It like pans down and under at an angle. Nah, that's fine. So he's just going to count rooms here.
It's a slow enough hover that the room should load beneath me.
Yep, 1 room, 2 room, and then he's going to drop right after this wall into the other room. Now, they used to think you had to activate all 3 robots, but you just need to get close enough to that elevator door for it to work. Whoop.
I like activating the robots anyway, just to
Be
save
safe,
the
yeah,
caution.
exactly. Oh, you can hover up through that? I didn't know. I always like go directly underneath this and try to hover up through it. You have to pass through that grate to hit a trigger to basically allow the boss area to load. So he's going to hover up into, bring the camera up into a death plane. That'll kill him. And he will spawn at the top of the elevator, which just skips waiting for the door and riding the elevator. Now this is crew. Crew is not hard, but an ass.
All my homies hate crew.
Yeah. And with the new crew skip as well, it's just worse.
I actually don't know like the proper manip for this or the way to do it. I know how to do it, but like I don't know how to like
consistently get in this position.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a night, a few of us labbing this out to figure it out. And the blue gun theory is what we settled on because it does less damage. It's 15 hits of the blue gun to phase crew. 10 to phase a crew, essentially. Just blast him in the corner, 1 more shot. Yeah, you need to do another shot there. Because he has 2 angles he takes, so you'll have to shoot him again, and then it'll be back this time. No. Just do regular crew. So what you would normally do, what Recon was trying to do, was getting crew to clip through that right wall a little bit, and once he's clipped through it, like I describe it as like over 50% of his body is clipped through it, you can shoot him through the wall. And essentially there are 2 versions of points of contact in this game that live essentially. So there's sliding surfaces and actual standable surfaces. You want crew to land on a slidable surface for 3 bounces, I believe it is. and then the game doesn't know what to do with him because he's obviously somewhere he shouldn't be, so it just ends the fight instantly. Unluckily, he has to do another phase of this. You'd skip all the phases essentially doing that. He's going to do Peacemaker stacking here. Oh, he's not doing it by the way. He's going to take some damage with the Peacemaker first. No, so he's going to stack it now. Oh yeah, no, you had one more tick. See, that tick always scares me, that one there. So, he's going to... Yep. So you can see his ammo counting down. He's going to stack up 5 of these. He's going to get close to the crew and shoot him. And that basically just does 5 of the Peacemaker's ammo worth of damage rather than charging one, shooting, charging one, shooting. Very easy to do.
It just ends the fight quite quickly.
Exactly.
Like that.
Now it's on to an infamous crash point in the PS2 version of the game. The old Metalhead Mash. There are a lot of crash points in this game. Like, for instance, if he had skipped Crew's cutscene too fast there, the game would have crashed. I've lost many a run to that. No, it's just play whack-a-mole. This is honestly the slowest part of the run.
This is a good time to kind of announce donations. Obviously, we don't have any donations, but to announce the donations.
100%.
Excellent. So, guys, we are nearly at the end of day 2. Based on the estimate, we're only about a quarter of an hour away from the end of day 2, minus obviously anything I'm going to say at the end anyway. So if anyone wants to donate, please do so. If we can get to £200 by the end of the day, that'd be absolutely fantastic. We're £65 away from that. If anyone wants to donate, that'd be absolutely fantastic. If you typed ! donate in the chat, I'll do that just now as well, just so that we get a link. If you go to that Tiltify page, that will be the donations directly to EveryoneCan. And they will also appear on the donation ticker on the stream as well. Donations here will go directly to EveryoneCan as well. I will also have a look later on to see how much revenue we might have collected as well, because obviously half of that will go to EveryoneCan at the end of the event as well, when I get full total for the weekend. And obviously merch sales as well. If you buy some merch from the Instant Store, then half of the profits from that will also go to EveryoneCan as well. So please make sure to donate as much as you can if you can, because all of us are fantastic cause. Everyone can do so much amazing work that honestly these donations really do help us so much.
Yeah, if donations can come in, it's a good cause. I agree fully. More gamers is always good.
Yeah. Yep, that was whack-a-mole.
Yeah, whack-a-mole is just press the buttons on the right mapping. Just don't hit red ones. Try not to miss any. So he's going to do underport skip here. Inbounds underport skip, because there's an out-of-bounds version too. So what he's done there is when that door opens, it loads this area underneath. Then he roll jumps and punch boards, as we call it. Oh, that's a restart. He went too close to the wall. Or too close to the door.
Really poor angle.
Yeah. So what he does is he deloads the city and loads this area, and when he does that roll jump and punch board, which is when you just punch as Jak and get on the board, it gives you a little bit more distance when you get on rather than just hopping on where you are stationary. He's able to fall down into the other section of the map, just like that. You can mess this up and crash your game. If you're playing on anything but a PS3 and you get a black screen rather than blue, you're most likely going to crash. You can pause fast enough to prevent that, as Headstrong has told me before, but it's incredibly fast. Anytime I've gotten that black screen, I have crashed. Because you'll pause to restart mission to reset yourself, press the pause button, the game will just go, nope, it's over. Well, you use yellow here.
Yeah, it's for the dialogue skip, but I didn't do the dialogue skip properly.
Oh, you can dialogue? Oh, okay, yeah, skip sim saying
yeah.
Bit. You playing in English?
Yep. I am.
Oh, they get the beautiful chili pepper. Again, this is another instance where like voice volume is off, but you can still hear Sig because it's not tied to voice volume for some reason. Nope. So you can keep up with Sig the whole way along that, and the second one is scarier to do it on. The first one isn't too bad in my opinion. Keeping up with Sig is pretty easy on that one. But after this door, keeping up with Sig is rather tough because the camera angle gets all wonky. Oh, you don't do the both of them at the same time. You take a different route on that.
I just find that easier.
Yeah, I stole Headstrong's method for that. I saw her do it once. I was like, oh yeah, perfect. So you could just jump on that platform while it was there and go across, but it's risky. It normally leads to death, typically.
Because this game hates fun. No checkpoints.
Oh yeah. Any escort mission, I think it's an issue to do with escorting NPCs, is why there's never any checkpoints in an escort mission. It was the same in sewers. If he'd failed sewers at any point, even at the very end and he had died on the last metalhead, he has to go back to the start, which is a dead run. So that was Underport. Quick and simple. Are you going to go for Shaft?
Gonna have to.
Yeah, go for Shaft. He's going to try and do a skip here in a minute called Shaft Skip. It saves like up to 20 seconds depending on how good you are at the game. Oh, that's way better than going along the road and grabbing the zoomer. Okay, I need to cut my angle better there. Save like 5 to 10 seconds maybe. He's going to do essentially the same thing he did at the start of the run, where he jumped over the wall into that tomb area, but he's not actually going to enter the tomb, and he's going to keep the zoomer there. This part of the game is infamously laggy as well, because of all the metal heads in the town, and only like it's under so much pressure they can only spawn 3 kinds of vehicles: that car, the bike he's on, and that guard bike there. Oh, yeah, this time the
unfortunate. Alright, we'll go for it again.
Yeah, it's worth the shot. It's a pretty cool trick.
We'll do a third time's the charm. If this doesn't
perfect.
work.
You're right. No, the wall is so high there.
Yeah. Third time's the charm, and then we're just driving.
Yeah. It doesn't save a ridiculous amount. You can skip over Shaft Skip. Oh! That was we're skating right on the edge.
I hate this game.
Getting that zoomer out of bounds can be a struggle for some.
For me, definitely.
It's a timing thing, because you have to tap L1 to get to jump or R1. No, you can't use R1 in this. Correct. Because of shooting. L1 only. So you tap L1 to get up onto that little ramp, and then you tap L1 at the peak of that ramp. You need to pull back on the analog so you're tilted and going up while holding X, then go neutral and then press forward on the analog to bring it back down quicker.
Pretty much, if I got it first time, it would have been there by now, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, and he would have just hovered over this whole section of the city and not had to drive any of this. Because the driving would be quicker if you didn't have to take this weird snaking route the whole way up there. If it was just a straight shot, but it's not. Or at least I think it would be, I'm just assuming that. I imagine it would be just quicker if the drive was a straight shot. You didn't have to go snaking around that. Because you can see on the map the other section of the city on the other side of that wall. You want to do full con-site movement after Delta?
Might as well.
Yeah, go for it. Like,
try it.
Show off some stuff. It's cool. It's hard though. Really hard on PS4 because, again, when the city is lagging like this, it's not as bad on PS5. But when the city lags a lot, your hovers can drop because of the lag. Essentially, it drops the input for the L1 and you just fall, which is really sad. So again, this is almost another well, it basically is an auto-scroller actually. And you're just not the one auto-scrolling. Old Man 1 and Old Man 2 there are carrying the time machine. Yeah, time machine, I guess. Over to Brutter there, which I don't understand why Brutter couldn't just land his blimp thing over here.
You park so far away
yeah,
for what reason?
You know what I mean? We saved your people. We like literally freed a slave race earlier. Because that's what the lurkers are. They're a slave class in this game. We saved them, and he's not nice enough to come over here. So again, this is just... You see him on the map there, you can just see dots disappearing, but not necessarily you can see them dying. Just make sure none of them hit either of the same moses there. I had a theory for a little bit that kicking that thing makes it go faster, but I don't think it does. I'd really like to think it does. Like you kick the back of the time machine and push it forward.
Dark bomb it wasn't flying over the over the blimp.
Yeah, he's avoiding parking charges. That's why he parked over here. There's no meter over here. Free parking on this thing. He needs that yellow ammo for the last boss. You'll have to pick up ammo during it. You don't have 5 peacemakers, do you? You probably have like 3 or 4. Yeah, 3.
I can still do it.
Yeah.
Like I can still like do all damage, but
I don't know how much that saves really. Using the peacemakers.
I just like doing it.
Oh yeah, I do it as well. I just don't know if it saves much. So now he's going to try and do full con-sight movement, where he's going to...
Side flips? Hello?
Yeah. Jak II side flips for this. You have to do R1 and right or left on the analog stick after you jump to get a side boost. And you need to be holding forward when you hit the ground for the side boost to come out. Jak II side boosts are completely inconsistent sometimes. And Jak 3 is the opposite, they work every time. Which when you swap between Jak 2 and 3, you're never expecting your side flips to actually work. That hover is pretty hard for me. I struggle with that. Just the angle of it and stuff. So he's going to hover over this, take a death abuse, spawn further ahead. He's going to do the same stuff again now. You saw this earlier when he got out of the Life Seed mission, where he missed the thing. So he's going to come down here, he's going to hover over that house again. And hopefully this time he'll death abuse rather than restart mission. And this is why full con-sight movement can lose you time. You bump into these metal heads, they hit you. The invisible ones can just snipe you out of the air. It's really annoying. I normally just drive all of this on a up until after here, and then you get back on the jetport to do a hover to skip a wall or two. So again, red barrier skip, just fall through, death abuse, spawn further ahead.
Oh my god.
Well, you're surrounded.
Okay, that's mean.
Okay.
This game hates me, I swear.
So your bridge is probably going to be on. I thought it was going to be all.
Only invisible guys, though.
So he's going to hover over here. This just, again, saves you travel time going along all those streets, snaking around. You just drop in here, and we're coming up to, this would be technically the second last mission, I guess. All it is, all you come here for is a cutscene, and that's it. There's no mission here, there's no gameplay here. You come in here, that door opens. You don't actually have to walk out of it, you can just wait here, and the cutscene will activate. Restart mission to get back in there quicker, rather than going the whole way up around, and then wait for the door. Con-sight skip is something that is sought after heavily. It was possible in the beta build of the game, but then they obviously fixed that. As it's called, the August build.
Yep, the game came out in November, the August build has it.
Yeah. So now he's
I
gonna
think it came out in November.
death abuse to the carrier. So he'll just come over this, he'll die, and he'll spawn at that carrier over there. Why? I don't know. Because the game is fun.
The game likes us.
Yep, it just works. As the meme goes, the game gets confused. Now, there was a lightning strike there, and if he had done his hover a second or two earlier, it would have dropped because of that lightning strike.
Yeah, they are very laggy.
Yeah.
These ones.
So he's going into the last mission now, as the final mission of the game. You're supposed to do a lot of other stuff than just skip everything, but it's much easier to just hover over your problems. That's swag hover, 2 swag hovers in this marathon run. Let's go. That swag hover on Mars Team's head is really nice recon. Pinpoint accuracy. So you have the option of 4 guns, right? So he's going to charge a stack. So the gun that does the most damage, and I don't know if it's because of the bug, I think it is. I remember that being said at some point. That is also a visual bug on the PAL version of the game. The attack is not supposed to look like that. And when I first played this on my PS4, I was like, how do I dodge that? But the yellow gun does more damage. And time is going to be on the last hit of the yellow gun.
Time is going up.
So I'll call out time. And... Oop.
Yeah, how many iframes do you want?
Yeah.
My god.
Every time he does an attack, he has a certain amount of iframes after. And
Time. Pain.
Not too bad.
Hey. 102. Ain't too bad.
102 is good. 102 is good. Now that was amazing. That it was, Eric. That it was.
Oh my god. Jak II is an evil game, but I will say.
Eric with the bits again. Jesus Christ. 200 bits. Thank you very much.
Let's go. And that's Jak II.
Yeah.
That's Jak II.
Hope I gave it the showing it deserves.
I think you did pretty well there. 102.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
I think I might have pressed finish on the timer about 2 seconds earlier than I should have done. So
Don't worry.
That's
Everyone,
okay.
I always time late on that time anyway.
It looks nice this way anyway.
anyway, that was Jak II Any percent.
Yep.
Yeah, that was indeed.
Hard run. But a fun one.
Anyone else who is in the chat right now, there is a bit more time before we end the stream because I am obviously going to make my little outro before we finish. If you'd like to donate to the Tiltify page, then the link I'm going to put in the chat now for you all. If you click on that Tiltify link, and you can donate to that, and we are currently at a running total of £135, which is very, very nice. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has donated so far. Our goal by the end of the marathon is £750. I don't think we'll reach that now because we do have only 1 day left of the marathon tomorrow. I will announce more things later on in a minute when we go to the outro. But if anyone wants to donate to the Tiltify page, then it will also be open overnight as well. So if anyone can donate off stream as well, and anything that gets donated outside stream hours, I'll read them out in the morning as well. But yeah, so there's the Tiltify page there, and as Eric has been doing, you can also donate bits. There's also subscriptions, and also if you just watch adverts during the stream as well, which there have been many as far as I'm aware, that also contributes to Twitch revenue, and half of that will go to EveryoneCan at the end of the event as well, as soon as I figure out what the totals are. I'm going to have a quick look as well during the outro to see what the totals are as well, just to kind of have an idea of how much we'll be donating to EveryoneCan at the end. And obviously if you buy some merchandise from the InstaSim store, !merch in the chat, I'll get the link up for you guys as well there. If you buy some InstaSim merch, then 50% of the profits will also go to EveryoneCan from that too, so be sure to get those in as well. So I will be doing a little outro, but before we go to that, do you guys have anything you'd like to say to finish off before we close off and go to the outro?
I just want to shout out the Jak community and something called Open Goal. Open Goal basically is a port of the Jak games that are coming to PC. The community themselves are doing it. They're translating an old coding code called Open Goal, basically so that it runs natively on the PC. Jak 1 has already been completed, and anyone can download Open Goal and play Jak 1 on their PC right now. They're currently working on Jak 2, and they'll be moving on to Jak 3 soon. They deserve the shout out. They put so much work into it. It's kind of amazing. I'm dumbfounded by it every time.
Excellent, and very good shout out for them as well. So guys, if you do want to go and play the games, then please do have a look out for those as well. So thank you to reconditee for both runs actually, because you did the Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart run earlier and also the Jak 2 run now as a bit of a backup for us. So I want to say thank you for them. Do you have any final things you'd like to say?
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. It was very fun. Down to do it again.
Yeah, it's a cool event.
No worries. So thank you for taking part, and we'll see you again hopefully next time.
No problem.
See you.
See you again, bud.